Warning, this video will contain spoilers for the episode, so if you haven't already, please go and watch it before you watch this review. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. So last Saturday, the first episode of Season 2, aka Series 15, aired, and here's my review of it. So what did I make of the Robot Revolution? Well, on the whole, I thought it was pretty good actually. It was definitely a better series opener than last year's Space Babies. Obviously, the introduction for the last companion, Ruby, was a bit of a weird one, as she got her introduction in the preceding Christmas special, The Church on Ruby Road, rather than in the actual series opener itself. Whereas this time around, with Belinda's introduction, it was a much more standard affair. Gotta say, although we're only one episode in with this new TARDIS duo, I do actually prefer 15's relationship with Belinda to what he had with Ruby. With Belinda, it feels a lot more nuanced and developed. Why, obviously she's a much more reluctant companion and just wants to get back home, a la Tegan. So while she still gets along with the Doctor, she isn't afraid to call him out on a few things, as well as stand up for herself and make her case to get home. Compare this to Ruby's very sudden and jarring pally and overly friendly rapport with 15, and well, it's like night and day really. Not to say that watching 15 and Ruby together couldn't be a lot of fun, as it often was, but it did feel like not much thought was given to how her bond with the Doctor would develop over the season. It felt like Russell was just taking inspiration from Ncuti's and Millie's real-life chemistry with each other. But with Belinda, it feels like there's more of a point and general direction for her character, beyond the usual companion type of stuff. And Verada Sefut does a brilliant job bringing that to life, right from the very start. Obviously, Ncuti himself gave a terrific performance as the 15th Doctor in this episode. It does feel like he's settled into the part very well by this point, and has got a good grasp on what his particular take on the character is. Although I didn't think that the Doctor's crying and grief over that Sasha 55 guest character worked as well as it could have done. I don't mind this Doctor being more open emotionally, and yeah, it's always good to remind us men that it's okay to cry about things, as that's often been a type of stigma in the past, in a way. But Sasha herself didn't get all that much screen time, and we didn't really see how much her relationship with the Doctor had developed during his 6 months stuck on the Miss Belinda Chandra planet. It was more of a case of them telling us how close they were, rather than just showing us via some quick flashbacks or something. And I do wish it had been the other way around, as then we would have had more of a chance to understand how much she meant to the Doctor and vice versa, and it would make her death have a lot more dramatic weight and meaning to it. It could even have stayed with the Doctor and Belinda for most of the episodes, and then be killed off towards the end. Just anything like that for us to get to know her and to care more for her character. Well, I feel like this is just a running issue with 15's crying scenes. The writers don't tend to really give us enough substantial context to explain why he's getting so upset in that moment, and so it unintentionally comes across as not being all that meaningful or powerful in terms of emotional storytelling as a consequence. But I do feel like Russell's writing overall has gotten a bit stronger compared to how it could sometimes be previously in this current era. It feels like when he first came back for the 60th and then last year's series, he was perhaps still adjusting and settling back into writing for the show and showrunning it as a whole, obviously. Which might explain why some of his writing in a few of those episodes could sometimes not be as great in quality as we came to expect from him during his first era working on the show. Think of The Star Beast, Space Babies, and of course Empire of Death as examples of his writing feeling ever so slightly off in some ways. The Robot Revolution still kinda has that in one or two instances, like with the whole Sasha 55 thing, and with Alan being revealed to be the big bad for the episode, as well as why it was only he that was affected by the two certificates touching each other and the time paradox that follows, and not Belinda as well. But it doesn't really affect or distract from my enjoyment of the episode too much. I loved the whole retro 1950s sci-fi look to the planet, sets, and robot costumes. Although I was kinda hoping that there would be more of a clear reason why Russell wanted the designers to go in that particular direction and aesthetic, beyond just the fact that he really liked it. But that's more just teensy tiny nitpick, to be honest with you. I loved the polished robot, and part of me wished he'd had even more screen time, or better yet, had ended up travelling alongside the Doctor and Belinda. But yeah, I'd have to give this episode a 7 out of 10. It was pretty enjoyable on the whole. There were few things that bugged me, mainly with Sasha 55 and the Doctor crying over her death, and the fact that I thought it wasn't as developed or emotionally powerful and resonant as it could have been. And the episodes did have a sort of generic feeling to it, as in like a very standard humans versus robots conflict. But at least it had a nice twist on all of that, with it being because of Alan and how Belinda and a star being named after her tied into all of it. Part of me kinda wishes that the speculation me and some other fans had, that the Daleks might have been in this episode, had turned out to be true, just to give the episode something else that's notable. But I don't mind what we ended up getting instead, really. But anyway, so there's my spoiler-filled review of the Robot Revolution. But what did you think? Did you enjoy the episode or not? And did you agree with my thoughts on it? Please let me know in the comments section below. Anyway, so thanks for watching. I hope you liked it. Please don't forget to press that subscribe button below, as well as press the bell icon at the side of it, so that you'll stay notified of when all my new videos come out. And I shall see you all in another video. So, until next time, bye bye!